Guys, very warm welcome to all of you to our webinar series. Well, I'm Rohit. I'm leading the data practice of Envision Solutions as data director. And today I have a very special guest. We have Al Besmer from VMDC, and he's the global vice president of VMDC. VMDC, it's a multi-domain MDM company and a very strong offering in master data management. They have a very strong presence in Gartner Magic Quadrant and Forrester reports. All the leading MDM reports you see, they have a mention of VMDC. So let's hear from our guest today. Welcome, El, in this webinar. How are you, first of all? Want to know from you.
I'm doing great. Thanks, Rohit. I'm pleased to be here.
And it's a pleasure to have you, Al, and just want to understand from you, for our viewers, if you can speak few lines about your background and also, few lines on VMDC too.
Sure. So I've been in this space for a little over 35 years, kind of working in the MDM and PIM space, even before it was called MDM or PIM. And I started out doing implementations at large organizations and then got more involved in the commercial side. So I have a technical background, but I also do some commercial side of things. And then VMDC, we've actually been in business for over 20 years. And we have, as you mentioned, a very strong MDM solution that's used with a lot of large organizations on a global basis. And so I guess we'll get into that a little bit. But as you mentioned, we've been very pleased to be recognized by the analyst firms. And we've also been pleased with our customers' notation of how we do in terms of customer success and their success with our solution set.
That's great to know. And talking about today's topic, it's about role of artificial intelligence in product master data management. I want to understand from you that what do you think, how AI has been changing the dynamics of product master data management? What are your thoughts on this?
AI has had a tremendous impact, especially around product master data management and what organizations have been able to do with it. We've been actually doing machine learning and AI for years. We've done things with auto translation and categorization, these types of things. But about a year and a half ago, maybe two, when they came out with the large language models with ChatGPT and auto text generation and these types of things, it's really changing the game in terms of working with product data and managing it on the sales and syndication side of things. Last week, Walmart came out with an article that said that ChatGPT was 100 times more effective or efficient than people. And so we're kind of seeing the gains that organizations can make through the use of these technologies and streamlining processes is amazing. And I think it's just going to continue to move even faster.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a great insight, Al. And I know I've also seen the role of artificial intelligence. It's really changing the dynamics. I mean, if you see, especially the auto categorization, that's something which I have seen personally also, that how AI has been working on those lines. I mean, I'm sure that you must have seen it closer. So I want to understand from you, what are the typical challenges generally you see in product master data management field? As I explained about the product categorization, there are so many things. So I want to understand from you, Al, that what do you think that how AI is able to address these core industry issues of master data management, specifically in product master?
So it's having a huge impact on organizations. I think one of the challenges that companies have had around the MDM space in general over the history of it is actually getting a golden record around product or any domain for that matter, whether it be customer or supplier, but really product and being able to have everybody within the organization have consistent information around that product. And traditionally, organizations have had information out there in a siloed or unstructured manner. And so it's hard to actually pull the data together from different sources and have commonality or a consistent golden record. What AI can do, obviously, is interrogate the data such that you can actually have consistency and streamline and have the same information around a product much more efficiently than you can in the past. And some of the things that it's actually allowing for is traditionally, when you're onboarding product information from a supplier into an organization, you go through kind of like a merge match, survivorship type of scenario. And AI can actually interrogate the data as it's coming in to categorize it. So you start getting into situations where that process is even easier and more efficient than it was in the past. And so companies are seeing absolutely huge gains through the use of AI within their organization for product, text generation, image recognition, and categorization, actually being able to work on syndication of the information that's being on, much more efficient in terms of what they're doing. And we have customers who've seen tremendous gains through the use of this. We actually, have customers that have seen new product introductions go down by 70% in terms of the time to market, and they're actually looking at the cost reductions of 70 to 90%. So it's really significant breaks in terms of what they're able to do. With that being said, I'd be interested in your perspective on, the MDM solutions that you see in the marketplace. I know you have a very good feel for the different technology sets that are out there, Rohit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've been working in this space from quite some time. So I've been fortunate to explore many MDM tools. You know that there is a clutter. Almost 20, 30 MDM tools are there in this market, and I've been fortunate enough to explore all of them. And if at all, I have to speak about some of the top contenders in the master data management field. And I personally experienced VMDC also. I really like your tool. I mean, specifically the multi-domain MDM feature and how you have brought artificial intelligence into the mix. So that's something which makes VMDC tool as something to look up to. Specifically, if you're looking for a product master data management, I think you started your journey with the PIM tool. So that's a great feature about VMDC, that apart from product master, you have upgraded yourself to be a proper multi-domain MDM tool. And with the advent of artificial intelligence, that's something that that can take this tool notch higher. So I would rate VMDC is one of the top tools for sure. And apart from that, I've been working in Informatica as well. They are one of the top contenders as well. I've seen how their Clear engine, specifically in the new platform IDMC, which they call. So they are also bringing that artificial intelligence flavor into the mix. So definitely, that's also a good tool. And I've also seen that how artificial intelligence is playing a role in Stibo as well. They are using AI for the writing product description, specification, auto categorization. So I would say, these three are some of the top tools in the industry. But having said that, coming back to VMDC, I would say, the way you have brought in, especially the MDM and also combining with the DAM. So those things are very rare, because I've seen a lot of MDM tools which are good in MDM, good PIM, but they might not have that DAM feature. But here in VMDC, you're bringing all of them, knitting them together. So that's good thing about this technology.
Yes, I appreciate the insight. I think we certainly come up against these two pretty consistently in the marketplace. And as you mentioned, there are definitely differentiators that we get into, but we are certainly among the leaders with regards to the solution set within MDM.
Well, that's my view, Al, but obviously you being the head of this VMDC, so I want to understand from you, what do you think that, what is that unique selling point of VMDC? If people are looking to implement any MDM tool, why they should go for VMDC? What do you think what are those points which can be a game changer in master data management field for VMDC? Al?
So there's several of them. I mean, one of the things you touched upon is the fact that we are truly multi-domain. And we started out in the product domain space, which is actually the most complex domain in terms of management, because of the number of hierarchies and reference data and inheritance and actual layers that are associated with it. So the fact that we kind of have a dynamic data model and are able to modify content within that specific domain, or any domain for that matter, is a major difference in terms of what we do. The other piece that we do is we have a 360 view of everything. So we can look at interoperability between domains. You can look at what's going on between the supplier and then the product and then the customer, as well as the digital assets or DAM things that are required for use. And we're also real time. But another thing too that really differentiates us is we have an AI center of excellence. And as I mentioned, we've been working with AI and ML for years, and we actually have done things in the auto language translation and localization. We actually have a user group where our customers come together and talked about their use of our solution with DeepL. We have expertise in terms of what customers should and should not do relative to product data. Because one of the things that is also a liability, while AI is great, it can also be a liability in that if you use some of these external AI tools, then proprietary information around your product can get out into the ether and can be used against you. So you really have to be careful about what's going on behind the firewall. And we've been working with companies on the establishment of micro models that allow you to do less resource, or you don't need as much hardware to actually do computation and actually interrogate your data within your organization and come up with new products. So that's a huge differentiator from our perspective in terms of some of the things that set us apart. We also do workflow, and that's, I think, another key piece of what we provide.
Well, can you pick up some case studies, any examples of some of your recent customer which was having some issues related to Product Master, and how you really help them, how you solve them? Any case study which can benefit our users, because there's so many people who are hooked to our webinar. And I request guys also that if you're looking at this webinar, if you have any questions to Al or me, please put it in the comment box. We'll definitely pick up your question. But just for their benefit, I'll want to understand that if you can pick up any case study, any example which you have recently implemented for Product Master, and how you have done things differently, and what was their problem statement, and how you really went about solving it.
Yeah, so it really varies by company and use case. I think one of the things, and you all should definitely check out our website and see the different industries and companies that we work with, because we kind of cover the gamut in terms of organizations. But we do stuff in the pharmaceutical and biomedical area. We do things in grocery and CPG. We do things in industrial, manufacturing with building supplies, and we kind of work with companies in electronics and high tech. So lots of different use cases for lots of different organizations. But one of the ones that comes to mind to me that I kind of referenced a little bit is a company in the building supply area. And they actually use us for everything. They use us for multi-domain MDM. They actually manage their product data, their supplier data, their customer data within our solution set. They manage their new product introductions. They have over 50 languages that they're localizing with regards to their product. The other thing that they're using is something unique that we have, which is a dynamic configurator, which allows them to configure products in lot sizes of one. So they actually create a new key for the product, and it goes into their ERP system, which in this case happens to be SAP, and they're able to create products specifically to order within the solution. And in their case, they were actually able to reduce their time to market by over 70%, which was one of their major drivers. And one of the other things that they were trying to do is to cut their costs, which they were able to do by over 70%. And if you look at the return on investment, it's over 20 times what they did. And as a matter of fact, when we sit down and try to share some of the numbers, which is why I can't use their name, they don't necessarily want that on the marketplace. We have several customers that have gotten tremendous returns from our solution, and when they kind of bring it across their organization, the number is actually astronomical. So it's about efficiency and the returns that they can get from implementing these types of tools, which is a cost savings, but also a savings in terms of time to market. We have another customer, I know we probably don't have time for, but which is in the high-tech industry, which actually was able to get their stuff out to a sales force of 5,000 folks utilizing our solution set that they were not able to do efficiently before. And ultimately what they're able to do is they were not only able to get it to their sales team, but then their customers started doing direct configuration and direct product ordering themselves, circumventing the sales force, the key account people that they had. So there's a lot of different use cases, and I would encourage people to check out those use cases, or to get with me, and be happy to get them the information that they need around these areas.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, 25% achievement as an ROI, that's a huge number. So I really want to appreciate what you have achieved as a MDM implementer for your customer. Definitely, it's very encouraging, and people who are looking for MDM tool, that's a very encouraging sign, because even when I'm speaking to the customer, their major thing is, fine, I want to implement MDM, but what is the ROI? What will I achieve? How will I save my cost? So if those can come out and can be clear indicators, then it becomes easy for our leadership to take decisions that they want to go for this particular MDM tool. So that's very encouraging. I really want to appreciate that what you have achieved for your customer, what you the example which you gave.
No, I think it's really good. Actually, this is more, I don't want to be preachy, but basically, one of the things that I think is important is to know specifically what your intent is, what you're trying to achieve with the solution. So, what I've seen a lot of times is that multi-domain, since it touches a lot of different things, initially you start out with one use case or one area of the business that you're going to impact, and then it ends up becoming kind of scope creep, and other departments, other groups want to get involved with it. And so, if you really look at what is the intent, what is the goal, what are we trying to achieve and get out of a return for this specific initial effort, you can actually have success and then move it on to the next, and so on and so forth. And we see a lot of success with this, provided that it's thought through and you know specifically what you're trying to accomplish as a result of the goal. So, what's the vision of where we're going? With that being said, I know you guys, Envision has a ton of experience in MDM, and so I'm interested in some of your background and hearing some of the things that you've done in the MDM and AI space specifically.
That's absolutely. I mean, we have been working in this space from quite some time, and almost, I would say more than a decade experience in this segment. And we're one of the very few companies who are specifically, focusing on master data management and PIM as a service. And that it's a very niche area. It's required right kind of skills. So fortunately, we have the right kind of people, right kind of bench, right kind of experience, trained professionals who are experts in master data management and PIM technology. So that really separates us, and that's one of our key areas, I would say, because it's all people. You have great tools, but you need people also to implement them, and that's where we feel that we have an edge. That our resources are very, very experienced and skilled. And if you talk about artificial intelligence, we have an in-house capability for that, because we also have a product called Nitrogen, which empowers any website for the performance, and we use a lot of artificial intelligence in that. So that actually gives us that in-house AI capabilities, and now we are using those capabilities in our MDM as well. And with tools like Vemedisi and other tools which I mentioned, they have also started inculcating artificial intelligence. And having our trained and certified resources in this field, and with the kind of the tools which we have these days, that combines into a very niche area, and that's where Envision comes into the play. So anybody who's looking for a master data management or a PIM implementation and looking for recent trending products like which have AI feature, definitely Envision can be the solution. So I would say that we have an edge because of our experienced resources and also the kind of projects we have done in the past. Because if a new opportunity comes, it really helps to solve them if you have done that many times. And with our experience and with our industry experience of solving those cases, it becomes very easy for us to understand the new cases as well. So yeah, those are some differentiators of our
that's great. Excellent.
So I want to pick up one question also. So we are seeing in the comment box, they want to understand from you that as a VMGC, which are the industry verticals you majorly operate on? Like I know that you guys are doing excellent in retail, but apart from that, do you want to call out any particular verticals as such?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, so we're doing a lot. We have a number of biomedical and biotech and pharma companies in the medical field. We have a number of folks in the building supply industry. Manufacturing is really business to business, and manufacturing we're experts in across a number of different industry sets. So it could be electronics, it could be high tech, it could be automotive, any of those things from a discrete manufacturing perspective, very strong presence there. We also, as I mentioned, I think CPG and pharma are other areas that we're spending a decent amount of time in and getting a lot of traction in. So it's really different verticals and different industries. High tech is also there. And they use us for different things too. They use us for new product introduction. They use us for product management. They use us for syndication and on the sales side. So at different areas, is it onboarding of product data? Is it the management of product data? Is it the syndication of the product data? It's, we really are experts in the industry within the product data area. But the thing that makes us truly unique is the fact that we can work with other domains like supplier and customer and location and geography, and all of our customers do that. And the whole idea of multinational. Most all of our customers are managing, 30 to 40 languages in terms of localizing in different markets. A lot of them have SAP as a back end, but not all of them. We have people with Oracle, obviously, and JDE and other things. But SAP, I'd say over 80% of our customers, work in concert with an ERP solution. MDM is still very required, especially for all the unstructured stuff that's out there. So those are some of the industries and some of the things that we do.
Well, that's a great insight, Al, and I really want to, thank you for giving the detailed answers, especially, and people must be delighted at the kind of the detailed responses you have given, and it's been a very fascinating experience to speak to you in this webinar. And I want to thank you again, and I really thanks all our viewers also who have hooked on for this webinar, or will they watch? They can watch that after we upload that on LinkedIn. So, guys. Want to thank you, all of you, and Al, again, thank you so much for joining with us.
Thank you, Rohit. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the audience's participation. And anybody, if you have questions, feel free to email me or get on our website. We're happy to set up a demo or get with you or do whatever you want. We're here to please. So have a great day.
Absolutely. So, guys, we'll drop our email and website links in the comment box, so you can reach out to Al, you can reach out to me. So for any questions or any needs related to master data management. So thanks once again for joining in, and thanks, Al.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.